Hi, everybody. I want to take a moment to discuss some of the Trump fear porn that's been going on lately in our nation. Um, hmm. Where to start? Where to start? So much going through my mind right now when it comes to hearing the same old things going. Let me give a second for everyone to get tuned in. Everyone doing okay? It's hot today. You guys know I'm in Alabama, where it rains like a lot. What's up, Nancy? Hey, Emily. What's up, Breeze? Hey, Tanya. From Maine. I'm from the South, from Alabama. So I'm in a very, very conservative state. But I go around with the name liberal on my license plates. So I've been rebelling for a very long time. I'm doing okay. Doing okay. Okay. All right. A lot of things, we always see people with the Trump fear porn, and it's become an epidemic. It's become an epidemic. It's become policy for them. You know, you guys notice that when they say vote for Hillary Rodham Clinton, they never give you any reason why you should vote for Hillary Rodham Clinton. They always say you should vote for Hillary Rodham Clinton because of Trump. But I don't hear Trump. I don't fear Trump. I don't fear Trump. But what I do fear, I fear our nation going in the wrong direction out of fear of Donald Trump. See, that's what I fear. That's what I fear. I'd rather deal with Trump for 4 years than to deal with Hillary Rodham Clinton, because at least with Trump in office, that sounds disgusting, but if we have to deal with a Trump in office, we get the chance to build a real progressive network, a real left wing, a real left wing. You get Hillary Rodham Clinton for president, you got the vote blues. I tell you, the vote blues will co-sign her every step of the way. With Donald Trump being president, you can bet for sure. You can bet for sure that the vote blues and the Democrats will all join hands with us and try to protest him every step of the way, especially if he tries to take this nation to war. Now, if Hillary Rodham Clinton tries to take us to war, you guys know the conversation, you know the narrative, you know what they're going to be saying. You already know it before I even say it. They're going to be saying, well, you know, she kind of have a well thought out plan. We kind of got to do it. That's where we'll be at. We'll be in another war. She's going to be able to push through right-wing policies. I'm not making this up, folks. Hillary Rodham Clinton is more of a Republican than a Democrat. And you and I we don't even notice the Democrats these days. So just imagine when Republicans start pulling her to their policies, which she's kind of, leaning right anyway. Guess who else going to help her push those policies through and do the dirty work for her? You got it. Those vote blue Democrats, those zombies, those people that are in a tank for Hillary Rodham Clinton, those people are going to be saying, yeah, she's going to be able to make them vote for things they don't even agree with, and they're going to champion them, and they're going to go out and stomp for them in the streets. Yeah. That's what we're dealing with. Those same people are going to be out there saying, well, we kind of got to compromise, and the policies don't reflect none of their lives. That's what we'll be at. They will be pushing through policies that stab them in the back and will criticize you and call you misguided for standing against it. Because I've heard that so much, especially this last week, me being misguided. I'm misguided now. You and I are misguided. But it's not you and I that's plugged into the matrix. They say that you and I are misguided, but it's not you and I who thinks that this nation is still pegged to a gold standard. Something that's been gone away from our economy for 45 years. But we are misguided. They think that we are misguided, but it's not you and I who think that taxes fund spending at the federal level. But we're the one that's misguided. She got all this rhetoric about how we can't get this done, how we can't get that done, because of, we just kind of tapped out. We just don't have the money. And she tells her supporters that. But her supporters believe that. And in fact, her supporters think that we're misguided because they think that free college, universal health care is unrealistic. But somehow, some way, they think building out the crooks on Wall Street is realistic and the norm. But the people that misguided are you and I. Really? Boy, boy, boy. I say it and I say it again. In the words of Malcolm X, you guys out there have been had. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. But you know what else, though? They don't care about being led astray. And a lot of them will tell you that they'll let you know they don't care. They like being handcuffed to the two-party system. The two-party system that has failed us both. There's Republicans there are good Republicans out there that have been failed by the two-party system. There are good Democrats out there. We don't have to agree with them, but their intentions are good. But they've been failed by the two-party system. The two-party system isn't for anyone but itself. Think about this. Jill Stein can't be on a presidential debate stage because Republicans and Democrats has worked together to ensure that they don't be on a debate stage. What's up, Sandy? Look at this. Think about this for a moment. I don't know if any of you guys know about why it's a 15% threshold for independents to be on a presidential debate. I'm going to tell you why. You guys remember Jesse Ventura, the wrestler? He was polling at 10% in Minnesota when he was running for governor. Somehow, some way, he got on stage. He got on stage and he won. And from then forward, Republicans and Democrats both said, you know what, from now on, let's make sure that they at least make 15%. Because see, what happens is they blowing up issues that they don't want to talk about. They bring up things that when Jill Stein gets out there and say we can cancel the student debt the same way we cancel the debt for the crooks on Wall Street, Republicans nor Democrats want that to be talked about. Period. Because we can bail out our student loan debt. We can take our students off from being strangled by student debt. We can do that the same way we did for the crooks on Wall Street. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to keep it silent. And they want to try to convince the world, convince our country that we're too broke. But I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to continue to ask it. We are a monetary sovereignty nation. It means we're not pegged to a gold standard. We're not pegged to anything. Meaning that a monetary sovereignty system issues its own currency. Guess what else? That means we can never run out of it. That means we can never run out of it. We can't run out of something that we create ourselves. We are the monopolists of our own country. There's no way for us to run out of that. But here's Ronald Clinton gets out there and wants to talk about Bush tax cuts and all this nonsense. Killing progress. Killing progress. I have a problem with the way I have a problem with the way they continuously try to use outdated ideology that haven't been true for almost 50 years. A half a century gone past. Just to show you guys how egregious this is, I was born in 1985. Follow me for a second. I remember being a kid, maybe early 2000s, and I remember asking the teacher. At the time, I'm thinking probably 14, 15 years old at the time, and they were talking about debts and deficits even back then. And my question back then was, why is it that we keep complaining about national debt? Why don't we just print the money and pay off the national debt? And the teacher said, well, Kendall, we have to have so much gold to print so many dollars. And now thinking back at this is around 2000. Hold up, we got to print so much gold? We haven't been on that at that particular time for what? Since 1971. And now we're still repeating that same lie, even to kids that's in school today, 50 years later. Our policy has been changed for nearly 50 years, but our textbooks hasn't. Our mentality hasn't. It's going to create another recession. You guys don't have to take no one's word from it, from real progressives. You can look it up for yourselves. Look up. And here's another thing that's kind of we should be aware of. Our deficits are actually too small. And each time that our deficit has been too small, it has followed with another recession. Do the data. Look at the math. What did Bill Clinton leave when he was leaving the office, when he bragged about that surplus? Well, as he was running out the door, what happened? A recession happened. That's what happened. Because we're still trying to act as if we're on a gold standard. Our dollar isn't pegged to anything. We have the policy space. We have the policy space for universal health care. We have the policy space for a guaranteed jobs bill. We have it, but we're not using it. We have the policy space to cure cancer. We have the policy space to take care of a lot of sick kids and sick people, but we're not doing it because we're still using an outdated ideology, which is egregious. It's asinine. You're killing people. You're killing progress. It's not right. It's not fair. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. It's frustrating. Steve said it a few days ago. If we don't get people on the same page when it comes to economics, we're gonna lose this revolution. It doesn't even have a chance because the things that we are fighting for have to be implemented with the type of monetary sovereignty system that we have. Now, if we were pegged by gold, it would be very hard to get some of these things that we're talking about pushed through because they would have to account for something. But we're talking about being an issue of our own currency. We're the monopolies of our own currency. I don't know how much more proof we need of that. So, Chairman Ben Bernanke, in a 60-minute interview, they asked him, you guys, you spend a lot of money in this bailout, trillions of dollars. Is that taxpayer dollar? Ben Bernanke said, no, it's not taxpayer dollar. We mark up the value on the computer. What? So they said it's kind of like printing money? Ben Bernanke said, well, we got to. I don't know how much more proof we need. While under oath, Alan Greenspan, the former Fed chairman, Alan Greenspan. Well, not necessarily, Chanel. It doesn't create inflation unless you're at full employment, or you have to. It's sector balances that you have to maintain and know where you're at in your economy. And we have a trade deficit. We have a lot of private debt, so we're nowhere near full capacity. Nowhere near. I think we can all agree on that. But Alan Greenspan, while under oath, he was a former chair. He was a Federal Reserve chairman before Ben Bernanke. And Paul Ryan, of course, these guys are always trying to cut something. You guys know Speaker Ryan. But Speaker Ryan was saying in so many words, hey, Mr. Chairman, don't you agree with me that we have to make major cuts into Social Security to keep the program from going broke? Do you guys know what Alan Greenspan's response was? Do you know what his response was? Alan Greenspan's response was, and this is a direct quote, there's nothing that's preventing the government from creating as much money as it wants and giving it to somebody. There's nothing preventing the government from creating as much money as it wants and giving it to someone. That's a direct quote. Alan Greenspan, chairman of the Federal Reserve, while under oath. I don't know how much more proof we need. I don't know how much proof we need to know that we got the tools to change our nation. We got the tools to get real, robust change. And if we don't start putting some more money in our economy soon, another recession is going to follow. Without exception, when our deficit wasn't big enough, a recession has followed. Without exception. I don't know. If a government doesn't need tax money first to pay its bills, then it certainly doesn't need tax money to stay solvent. It doesn't. When you first play Monopoly, you don't start off paying taxes first, do you? Why? Because you don't have any money. Your dollars have to be issued to you first. It's aggravating that we have people in Washington. We have outdated textbooks. That's asinine. And here's the thing. This is what makes our revolution hard. This is what makes our movement hard. You got the elites in Washington. Of course, they're hard. They're a lot to deal with, spending a lot of money on ads. You got the elites in Washington. Another thing that's hard is what makes it hard, though. If all we have to do was fight the elites, that would be one thing. But we don't have to just fight the elites. We have to fight people like you and I, who's going through the same thing in life. We have to fight them. You remember what Harriet Tubman once said, and I'm paraphrasing some? She said she freed over hundreds of thousands of slaves. But she said she could have freed more if they only knew they were slaves. The hereabouts out here are so delusional. We're talking about things that affect them too in a positive way. They don't care that she has a knife in her back. They defend the fact that she has a knife in her back. What makes it hard is the fact that we have to actually try to convince them. They're doing the dirty work for the elites and the establishment. That's what makes it hard. Then you got the fake Bernie Sanders supporters out there that falling in line behind Hillary Rodham Clinton. Even after Hillary Rodham Clinton had just said that we were basement dwellers. basement dwellers. But I don't know. I mean, if that don't convince them that they should get a part of the revolution and join us and get behind Jill Stein, the only presidential candidate standing. And I can't tell you how aggravating it is when I hear the term bring Bernie back. He's not running. Do not write Senator Bernie Sanders' name in. Do not write Senator Bernie Sanders' name in. Your ballot will be tossed. Vote for Jill Stein. Vote for Dr. Jill Stein. She's the only candidate running. When she say things like we can cancel student debt, the same way we cancel the debt for the crooks on Wall Street, she's not lying. And just to quote Dick Cheney for a second, and you guys know I don't agree with Dick Cheney on everything. I don't agree with Dick Cheney on anything except this one thing. And it might have been a mistake when he said it. When Dick Cheney was taking us to war, and people was talking about the national deficit, Dick Cheney said, deficits don't matter. He wasn't lying when he said that now. Deficits don't matter. That's a direct quote from former vice presidential candidate Dick Cheney. Deficits don't matter. But we have progressives out here talking about national debt and cutting deficits. Then we have people out here. I had someone once tell me, you know, Kendall, all that may be true, but it's just not gonna be. And I'm thinking to myself, like, think about this for a second, guys. If the Hillary bots, if the Hill bots was around during slavery, oh my God, I have to say that we probably would still have slavery. If the Hill bots was around when there wasn't a civil rights bill, I would have to say that a civil rights bill wouldn't even exist, because they're trying to preach to us that we're kids because we're trying to challenge the system. And you guys know where I'm going with this. If America was never challenged, slavery would still exist, and the Civil Rights Act would be a pipe dream. Don't listen to those type people. They are not about real change. They're not for anything except for what they've told on the corporate media. That's what they're about. And to be honest with you, I hope Hillary Rodham Clinton loses, even at the expense of Donald Trump, because again, I would rather fight him for 4 years than to deal with Hillary Rodham Clinton and people saying yes to her on every single thing. Because we know the vote blues don't think for themselves. They've proven that to us a time and time again. We're no longer interested in someone telling us that we're unrealistic or we should wait when it's our kids that are dying on the streets. We're no longer interested in someone telling us that we are unrealistic or we should wait when it's our kids that are undereducated. It's our kids that are spending decades in prison for a non-violent offense or for a petty marijuana charge. When the crooks that we bailed out on Wall Street haven't done a day in jail, nor have they even been charged. Let's continue to do what they said couldn't be done. And we have to continue to push forward even in the face of adversity, even when the doubters don't believe in the movement. We have to continue to push forward. And voting for the lesser of the two evils. This year is the year that we tear up that plan. This year we tear up that worn out ideology that continues to get us the same type failed policy that has failed us year and year again. We do this because you and I are playing chess, not checkers. We stand up for what we actually believe in. We vote for Jill Stein. And even if Jill Stein do not make it, we make her competitive. We make the Green Party competitive to at least, sorry guys, lost you for a minute, but at least by 2020, we make a third party competitive that we can take on the establishment. Because you guys have proven that you can take on the establishment once. We took on the establishment when we got behind Senator Bernie Sanders. He started off 60 points down and turned that and took on one of the biggest political opponents in modern history. And we competed so hard that they had to do everything in their power to steal it away from us. So we're on their heels. It doesn't stop with Bernie. It continues to keep going. We have to keep going and keep pushing forward, because these are the ideals that we believe in our hearts. And what's in our hearts is what drives us. And we have to do this for ourselves. We have to do this for our kids. And we have to do this because we owe a debt to everyone that came before us. Those before us fought to end slavery. They fought for a civil rights bill. And the only way we even scrape the surface of paying them back at all is if we continue to make our nation a more perfect union. And we can't make it a more perfect union by accepting the status quo. So we can't let them down, guys. We have an obligation. We have an obligation to fight for ourselves and for the future that we want to leave for our kids. I'm Kendall Sen Sullivan, and I'm going to leave it there.